As you'll be aware, we are entering the final few games of the Championship 25-26 season, which means Wrexham have already made their plans for pre-season for the upcoming 26-27 campaign. Now, as you'll all know by now, we've announced some big friendly fixtures against the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, Leeds United, Sunderland, etc. All these big names in English football, but there's one friendly that for the fans over here at Wrexham in Wales, the long-term fans of the football club, there's one friendly game that stands out that we are really looking forward to. Today, if you couldn't tell, we're going to be looking at our friendly fixture in Poland against Wisla Krakow, which is set to take place in mid-July. We're going to be discussing why this is happening, the ties between two clubs, and it'll be a very historical and interesting video for the fans at home watching this. It's not one you're going to want to miss because you're going to learn a lot about the two clubs and why there are so many similarities and why this friendly fixture is happening in Poland. So before we get going in today's video, if you're looking for the best Wrexham AFC content, it's coming your way on the channel. Make sure to get down there and click the red subscribe button. We're on the road to 29,000 subscribers. Let's go as well for 250 likes on today's video. If there's any Wisla Krakow fans watching this video, make sure to get down in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are ahead of this friendly fixture. And without further ado, let's get looking about why it's happening. So like I've just said, given all the high profile names that Wrexham are set to play over in America, over in Finland, we'll get talking on the Manchester United fixture later on in the video, that we faced off against as well over the past couple of seasons, especially in America, where, you know, we've predominantly played against some of the biggest teams in English football. Just off the top of my head, we've played Manchester United previously, we've played Chelsea, we're set to play United again, Liverpool, Leeds are all coming up, so we have had some big fixtures against some very high profile names. But there's probably a few of you at home watching this who are confused as to why this friendly is happening against Wisla Krakow, and it's a game that is going to go a lot further than just being a friendly match due to the ties between both clubs. So in 2019, our opponents went through quite a severe financial crisis, and if you haven't read up about them already, I'm sure as it comes closer to the fixture, you'll do your research on Krakow as a team. And, you know, in 2019, they hit a massive financial crisis, and it was a mixture of a lot of different factors which caused them to inevitably gain relegation from the top flight of Polish football to the second tier. Now, it was a mixture between high spending on players, a loss of revenue due to a lack of European football, as well as being owed by ownership who had ties to a hooligan group known as the Sharks. So over that sort of 2016 to up until the relegation in 2022, it was quite the journey for Wisla Krakow, and definitely for the wrong reasons. And, you know, it does tie in with the story that Wrexham have had over the past sort of decade and a half. And like I just briefly touched on, all these factors ultimately led to the relegation to the second tier after spending 82 seasons in the top flight of Polish football. 13 of those seasons, they were crowned champions of the top tier, but as it stands, luckily, they're on track to return to the top flight of Polish football as they sit 9 points clear at the top of their league. I think they're on 56 points, I do believe, but they're doing really well and they look set to be on track for another promotion back to the Polish football, where a lot of fans at home will be watching this thinking they definitely do belong there, given the fact that they're 13 times champions, they were there for 82 seasons, and it is a very similar story to Wrexham obviously being an ever-present across the top tier of Polish football like Wrexham in the English EFL, to then go through that ownership crisis. It definitely does perfectly tie in from when Wrexham fans saved the club after raising £100,000 in 24 hours in 2011. If it wasn't for the incredible fans of the football club who dug deep into their pockets, gave every last penny, and we would have been expelled from the then known the conference, and who knows where Wrexham Football Club would be if we did fail to raise those funds. Back then, we obviously put forward an £150,000 bid to obviously secure the future of Wrexham Football Club, which was rejected, which gave the fans of Wrexham no other choice but to come together. The community, the fans, people who didn't even support Wrexham came together, the local residents in the town of Wrexham came together to chip in and ultimately save the future of the football club. So in that sense, that's surely enough to put two and two together and to help make it make sense as to why there's so much similarities between these two clubs. Another reason as to why this friendly is happening, and another reason why this friendly just brings the two clubs together, is the historical links between both sides, and more specifically sort of non-football related. After the end of World War II, the Penley Hospital in Wrexham helped Polish soldiers and civilians. The hospital did unfortunately close in 2002, but the story behind what happened with the Polish soldiers and the civilians after World War II that were over here in Wrexham in England is just well worth a read, and I'll link it in the description down below if I do remember. But just to briefly touch on what happened, the medics and nurses were allocated 3 disused US Army hospitals in the countryside, which was the Penley Hospital between Wrexham and Whitchurch across the Welsh and English border, and they became the National Health Service for the veterans of the Polish Armed Forces and their families. And if we are further looking, Alfred Konkovic, I've probably butchered that name, but he was a former player of Wisla Krakow and vice president who was heavily involved in sort of the World War II era for Poland, is buried in Wrexham too. So it's, again, just brings the clubs together, and there's a lot of history in terms of the non-football side of things. And just to further speak on it as well, it's an even bigger occasion for the hosts as it celebrates their 120th anniversary year. So there's so many different reasons why both clubs are so alike, and who knows, it could be hopefully the start of a partnership between both sides in future years to come, because like I said, the partnership already gained before the matches even happened is really, really special. At the time of recording this video, 11,651 tickets have been sold for this friendly fixture, which is absolutely incredible given the fact that it doesn't kick off until July. I think the game's on the 11th of July, so these tickets have been sold at least half a year in advance from when the game is set to take place, and to see that they've already sold 11,500 is absolutely incredible. And don't get me wrong, like I've just said, the game is still so far away, so as time gets closer, people get their paychecks, people get more money saving up for holidays, etc. More tickets will be sold, and I'm sure we're going to see a packed out stadium over in Poland. There's also been some really good pre-match plans been put in place in both teams, but specifically Wrexham, as we are going to set to debut a banner over in Poland for our fixture, and it's going to cost £700 to produce. We're unaware yet what is going to be on this banner. A fundraiser was put up on Twitter, which was put in place to obviously raise funds for this banner that we are going to have up, which would have cost £700. Fast forward just a couple of days, I think, after this fundraiser was put up, the owner of our opponents has very kindly donated £1,000 towards this banner, so he's paid in full the cost to get this banner up in the away end for the 1,500 Wrexham fans to put up before the game, which again is just an incredible act of generosity, and it's something as well that he didn't need to do at all, because you know there is a partnership between two clubs, but he's chipping in with £1,000 out of his own pocket to help Wrexham and to help make this occasion even better than it already is. I won't be able to attend this fixture over in Poland, unfortunately, but for the fans that are lucky enough to get themselves over there to spend a lovely couple of days over in Krakow, they'll have an incredible few days. I'm sure the locals in Krakow will be so welcoming. The fans from our opponents will just take them in with open arms, and I'm sure it proves to be a really good couple of days for all the Welsh Wrexham fans, American Wrexham fans, English Wrexham fans, wherever you're going to Krakow from across the world. I'm sure you'll have a belting couple of days, because again, your locals seem really nice, the city of Krakow seems really nice, and most importantly, you're going to be welcomed really well by the fans, the staff, everyone involved in our opponents Wisla Krakow. They're going to make sure it's a great day for both sets of fans. So talking now on our fixture against Manchester United, now a 5th pre-season fixture for Wrexham has been confirmed, and we're on our travels yet again, this time to the Nordic region of Finland to play one of the biggest clubs in world football, Manchester United. On the 18th of July, just a week after we play over in Krakow in Poland, Wrexham will take on Manchester United in a friendly match at the Helsinki Olympic Stadium, which again is just a massive occasion. I do sometimes just need to pinch myself and really just understand where Wrexham are as a football club. We're travelling to Poland, we're travelling to America, we're playing Liverpool in New York City, and then we're going over to Finland to play Manchester United. We are so incredibly lucky, and it's two people, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, saved this football club. We were at the bottom end of the National League table. We survived by 0.3 points on a points per game system just 6 years ago. 6 years on, we're at the top end of the Championship, producing plans to play Liverpool in New York, Manchester United in Helsinki in Finland. An area where Wrexham probably didn't even have many fans. You could probably get 3 digits fans that Wrexham had pre-takeover that lived over in Helsinki and in Finland more specifically. Now there's probably going to be packed out Wrexham fans in there with their Wrexham shirts on, and it'll be great to tap into a market in Finland which Wrexham haven't seen the potential of yet. So again, it's a massive fixture. We're playing one of the greatest teams in English football and in world football, and again, like Krakow, it proves to be a really good occasion. So that is it for today's video. Probably a different one to what you're expecting. I don't expect this video to do incredibly well, but if it brings a couple of Wisla Krakow fans over to the channel, then so be it. It's an incredible football club. It seems like they're going to be just welcoming the fans with open arms, and it proves to be a really special occasion for them. The pre-match displays, the banners, the pyros, etc. Again, it's not going to feel like a friendly match before the game, but again, during the game, it's going to be a great occasion. If you're going out, make sure to enjoy yourselves, and we'll talk more on it when the time comes. Until the next video, take care guys. Up the Championship Reds. It's a big one on Sunday against Birmingham City. There might be a preview out on the channel before then, I'm not too sure, but until then, take care guys. Up the town. Just a quick segment bit on the end of the video. I was recording just then and I was thinking, looking at the backdrop, there's two pictures there that I've put up about a couple of months ago and I've not explained what they are. You could probably see them on the camera but not quite work out what they are, but I just thought I'd explain. This one was bought from the Wrexham AFC club shop. It's a part of the goal net from our League One winning campaign as we got promoted to the Championship last year. It was brought from the club shop, so it's a great bit of memorabilia to have. I saw it and I thought that needs to go in the backdrop of the videos. And this one, I don't know if it's going to fit on camera, but it is the official turf and the official pitch from the promotion winning campaign last year in League One. Again, what a bit of memorabilia this is. The black frame, the black border and the black and white picture. Again, it's just absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure the people in the club shop said they sold out very quickly. I do believe now the turf in this picture is the same price that they are selling the small bits of cube on in the club website. So they've obviously saw that they've put these out and they've done really well. They can put them out in a lot larger quantities for the same price and they'll still sell out. So I was very lucky to get the pitch and the goal net when I did. I do think the net is numbered as well to 100, 150, I'm not too sure, but again, really lucky to have them. I'm sure they make a very good addition in the backdrop of the video. Enough waffling from me. Have a good weekend. Take care.